Presidential Press Secretary, Mr. Yusuf Kakatoa, needs to be of sound mind and body, and that human being is ready to face the world and to succeed in the world. That is what human capital is all about. We don't have to be spoon-fed, but if you give the opportunity to every Sierra Leonean to be well educated with appropriate education of sound mind and body, that is good health, of health security, and they also are happy because they can access food cheaply, that person is ready to fend for themselves. And that is what we pledged to do. But we also realized that it was extremely difficult for people to actually go to school. A lot of people were dropping out of school because they could not afford, I don't know how much that is in euros, but $20, $25 a year. I think that is an indictment on all of us because we can do better. A lot of brains were dropping out of school. So what did we do? 5 months after taking over and meeting our economy on the brink of collapse, we were able to start our fight against corruption by clamping down on corrupt practices, closing off the loopholes, and we are able to put money together to pay for, now we are paying for over 2 million kids from pre-primary to the end of high school. The free quality education we launched was not supported by any funds from outside of Sierra Leone, and we did not make any funds for it, but in 5 months we are able to discipline ourselves, to put money together for the future of Sierra Leone. That is how the free quality education started. A lot of people would think that this is an easy project. It is not. When you have to pay for over 2 million kids, you have to provide core textbook for all those kids and learning and teaching materials. That is no mean task to undertake in a year when the economy itself is not strong. The audacity we had is founded on a simple premise that without proper education, we can never succeed. Without quality education, we can never be a useful part of the 21st century. Africa as a whole has been suffering at the receiving end of the first, second, and third industrial revolutions because we were not prepared. What we are doing now, when the effects of, or the result of what we are doing now cannot be seen easily and cannot be appreciated in the next few years. But we took we have the audacity and are bold enough to embark on this, which is to prepare Sierra Leone for the fourth industrial revolution. You and I know that the type of education needed for the future is totally different from what we are doing now. Some of us, in fact, the skills we have now are obsolete. We cannot. So, we don't want to lose. We don't want to be at the receiving end of the fourth industrial revolution. We have to prepare our own kids to be ready and to lead that. That is how Africa and Sierra Leone can gain. Artificial intelligence, we don't know about that, we didn't learn about that, but that is the future. Big data algorithm, mining data to make decisions. That is the way forward. We cannot do that. So if we do not prepare our kids to be a meaningful part of that, then we have not started well. So what we are doing is an extremely difficult project for our country. And until and unless we can convince all of you to know that we are not spending money frivolously. I don't like to travel, but I asked for this job, and this job required that I travel. I came here from Niger. All the heads of state from West Africa were there. Before then, in Russia, all the heads of state from Africa were in Russia. Before then, TICAD in Japan, all the heads of state from Africa were there. Before then, the UN, all the heads of state of the world were there. So why am I traveling? It is part of my job. What we are suffering from is the poverty mentality. So when you have a car, people say, oh, you want bluff, you want to shoot again. For cars are just for taking from A to B. That is all. You think I want to be in the air all the time? No. But nobody asked me to come here. I put my hand up because I think I've had a stint in office as a young person, as a military officer, and I think I learned quite a lot. And because I have the benefit of hindsight, I wanted to share that. I went to office with a clear plan on hand. I didn't go there and start groping in the dark. I had a clear plan, and that is why we are making progress. Sierra Leone was well known for the bad reasons. It is not Ebola, it is for corruption, or flooding, or wars. That narrative is beginning to change. I can attest to that. We are viewed differently around the world. We are cited by important people around the world. For instance, last year, Melinda Gates cited Sierra Leone. If you are serious about education, do what Sierra Leone is doing. So that ugly narrative about Sierra Leone is beginning to change. I cannot do that alone. It should be our responsibility as a nation. And that is why I want you to understand where we are going and to know that I can't do it alone. I must have your buy-in into this project. And it should be easy because it is for the benefit of us all. So, aside from that, the economy itself, what have we done? I told you it was on the brink of collapse. But because of the many reforms, and in fact, the World Bank and the IMF had left Sierra Leone by the time we took over because of mismanagement. Today, they are back. They are very happy with us. And they've given us a clean bill of health for any other institution, financial institution around the world to deal with us. That in itself is an achievement. Yes. The macroeconomic fundamentals are very strong because of the type of leadership I'm providing. Expenditure control is tight. That is how we've been able to run the country without resorting to debt. We are paying salaries on time. Remember, this is against the backdrop of a government that took over from almost a bankrupt country. They had, of course, already declared austerity many months before they left. So, quite a lot has been achieved and quite a lot is being done. Reforms within the economic sector. We are cleaning up the mining sector, the extractive industry. Again, we know that health is very important. So we are working in that area too. Now, for the most cases, we have health situations. We have to take them out, send them to Ghana for simple, preventable cases, diseases. And we are losing quite a lot of our people to preventable and curable diseases. That is unacceptable at this time in the history of the world. So it is our responsibility. A lot had gone wrong. And normally when I talk to people in Sierra Leone who want things now, I say to them, I admire your courage for having been patient why things were going down. I asked for more patience now that we are bringing them up again. All I can promise this nation is a better outcome. A better outcome. It is definitely going to be different by the time I leave, from the time I took over. I want to inspire as many Sierra Leoneans as possible. I always tell them the challenge is there, it's not easy, but we can do it. And we soon have a national dialogue around the type of education that we need in Sierra Leone now. And we are going to include everybody, and we'll invite we will invite you also to make contribution. Some of our kids here, we have to be competing with robots for jobs, because robots are better at some jobs than us human beings. And that is what is going to happen. Today, we are competing with one another. You put your CV, I put my CV. The robot, when a long programmer, for go take one plate and can't serve, it will go by himself. You know they misbehave, you know they talk. You know they late, you know they long about, you know they work this stuff. The long programmer, you don't go take the plate and can't serve. So jobs like that, you go, you apply, you get the same job serve from Hilton to all the hotels, Marriott. They say no, the robot can do that better. So we want to prepare our kids so that they are better at programming everything that relates to digitization, everything that relates to artificial intelligence. Let them be behind the machines and not just users. Our kids are native technologists. They know our telephones and also our machines better than all of us, because they are growing with it. They don't read the manuals. They are natural with it. So if we don't prepare them, we just give them this same old knowledge that we have. Hot mentor, 2 times 2 is 4, 8 times 6. That is not the way to go. Critical thinking, problem solving, new situations, all the time. How do they deal with that? So it is a lot of things that we have to do together. And to say that I or just a few of us can do it, no. The nations that have developed, and I normally would cite, especially in Africa, not just developed, but miraculously turn things around, like Rwanda. I was there recently, and that I saw collective discipline, collective ownership, and collective determination to change. When you go through the sort of experience that we have gone through together as a nation, the war, the Ebola, and the many economic and political challenges, you make up your mind at a point in time and say, never again. Which means we have to work together. And that takes me to the issue of political parties and so on and so forth. I'm happy that in France, Sierra Leoneans live together. They have their different parties. I'm SLPP. I would like everybody to be SLPP, but I also appreciate that not everybody can be SLPP. But I will definitely want to assure those who are not SLPP that if you want Sierra Leone to succeed, SLPP is the best. And the next time I come here, I will not have meeting with SLPP. I will engage the ABC, NGC. Oh, you have NGC here? Which other one? C for C. I will engage everybody and tell you we are making progress, and we cannot continue to make progress if we do not have a consensus as a nation, irrespective of our political parties. That is the truth. Let's quarrel. I always tell them, even when you quarrel, don't hit anybody. Violence should not be part of it. I know that however way I speak, however hands-on I may look, I cannot convince everybody to be with me. But we can also live together, even when we are different. So, I'm very happy to be in France today, and to be able, for the first time since I've been coming to France, to see this number of Syrians gathered in one place. Normally, this is where I used to come for my holidays, because a lot of people don't know me, and I can walk on the street, breaking on the street, because only once did anybody recognize me in the subway. Only once. I always felt open. There are no Syrians there, so I can, move on the street freely. But now I think I'm scared. So I can go on and on and on and on, but I want to assure you that we are building a new Syria. It should not be me alone or us, the few in government. It should be us, Syrians, irrespective of region, party, and whatever differences that we have. If we want to have a place we can go home to return to as and when we want, and to be proud of the services. When you live here for a very long time, normally you start to wonder.
Hey, are you a real estate investor or someone
you can actually live in your home? We are working to make things better there. It took them a long time to come this far. Better late than never. We are starting now. We have started. So I invite all of you to be a part of this change. You can be so, you can do so in different ways. Different ways. And that is why I would love to have more discussion, but time is not on our part. But I want to invite all of you, as Syrians, that we do something for the land that we love. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to quickly recognize